urban planning can be a delicate balance. It takes a mix of ambitious vision, strategic connections, and community involvement for it to be the success that all envision. It's truly a group effort, which is why Chief Experience Designer Daniel Hintz emphasizes the we. And on one beautiful afternoon, I had the pleasure to speak with him on these concepts and our collective future. You know, last time we saw each other,
Yes.
we were working on a 30-day pop-up at the church right over there.
That's right.
Where the Innovation Hub
That's right.
came and taught classes in Spanish and Marshallese, and you made it happen.
We made it happen.
We made it happen.
And
I
it's
like
always,
that. We made
it
it
takes
happen.
a lot
I
of
like it. I
people
like it.
behind that.
I like
but
it.
your team was absolutely phenomenal. And
Yeah.
the impact that they had in this community, even for a short period, was felt for a long time after you guys left.
What brought you here? Like, how'd you land in Arkansas?
Right. Well, home is a very subjective conversation. Now,
I like it.
we have had 2 kids here. We've invested heavily in Northwest Arkansas and throughout the state. And so Arkansas certainly is a home for us.
Yeah.
My wife and I moved here in 2003 from Seattle. And a lot of it was people were talking about the opportunity in Arkansas. It was very early on in the sort of Northwest Arkansas experience that
Very
people think
early
of
on.
right now.
Yeah.
And so there was an incredible opportunity to be a part of all of that, to be a part of something.
Has it lived up to your expectations?
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so you're an urban planner, among other things. You're a chef. You're a creative. So when you think about your trajectory from then to now, what are like 1 or 2 projects that just make you smile? You're like we did it! Like, oh, we're doing it!
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly starting in Fayetteville when we were there, I mean, co-founding with a lot of really talented partners, co-founding Theater Squared.
Yeah.
And seeing where Theater Squared came from, where we were just sitting around a table talking about stuff,
An
to
idea.
where it is now.
Yeah.
And then, you know, my time in Bentonville, you know, just helping jumpstart that conversation about what is downtown Bentonville. It took a lot of people, and I felt grateful to be in that opportunity there. 8th Street Market was, you know, definitely a baby
That's
of
awesome.
mine, and we had a lot of different people who, you know, co-developed and co-produced that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that I feel very proud of participating in and being a part of a larger community. After Downtown Springdale, the master plan for Downtown Springdale, the master plan for Downtown Rogers.
Wow.
And then working a lot with the Northwest Arkansas Council on the regional conversation is what is the region and that aggregate vision. It's a very rare gift to be able to participate in a lot of those conversations. And I recognize that as a gift. It's a very rare thing.
That's key. You've done a lot. And what's great is that there's so much more that I know you will be doing.
Hope so.
As you look at the change you've been able to make so far,
Yeah.
how were you able to do it? Like, what are the elements that made it special?
Well, I think the aspect of constantly going back to the we. I was able to do work because there was a we to do the work with.
That's right. Without the we.
Without the we, there's not a lot, you know, going on. It's because there's a group of people who are willing to listen to each other to figure this stuff out. And whether they disagree or not on some of the applications, they all recognize they're moving in the same direction.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the magic sauce of my success in this state is I kept finding these communities who brought me in or welcomed me into the conversations and the ability to just tease out those great ideas and figure out how to implement.
You're a planner, and we think about economic development.
Yes.
In real practical terms, you know, not only what does it mean, what does it look like, but you linked in the creative economy to it. So how does that matter to economic development? Because those two don't often get talked about together.
Well, economic development, there's two elements to economic development that are really important. So you have a hardware and a software to economic development. The hardware, obviously, getting the big factories, having those job creators, it's very physical, right?
Yeah.
But the software element of this is how are you telling your story? Who's the storytellers? Where are the voices? Who are the people doing the work? How are you attracting the right talent? And so those communities and those regions that understand that interplay between the hardware and software are the ones that are really recognizing the 21st century economy.
What are the differences between the communities and how did it work when you talk about both the hardware and the software? Because when you think about all of Arkansas, we have a range of different communities across the state.
Absolutely. Recognizing our regions are not islands in and of themselves.
And there's that we.
Yeah, right. I mean, you need to have your independent identity. You need to protect that and understand that, right? But once you get your act together, then how do you contribute to this overall brand? And this is then becomes the brand of Arkansas.
I love it. Yeah. Have you written a book about that?
No, no.
The book's coming out, right?
Oh, sure. That's
All
right. I'll self-publish somewhere.
I want a signed copy.
Okay, that sounds good, man. That
good
sounds
stuff,
good.
man. Appreciate you,
Hey,
buddy.
thank you.
All
Good
right.
luck with everything. Yep.
It's all about the we. Arkansas is a collective of diverse and eclectic individuals whose sum is far greater than our parts. I'm glad my friend Daniel Hintz understands this, as he has far more work to do. We all have a part to play in maintaining and developing this great state of ours. What a great conversation with Daniel Hintz, who knows how to bring planning to bear in communities and knows how to make those various gears work. The work that he's doing is transforming communities across the state. It's work that we're a part of. Find out more about what we're doing in that space by going to chrisforgovernor.com.